this that you accepted. Hey, welcome, beautiful SANUSPLANET community. Hello, Claudio. I have a really, really special guest today again. I'm really, I feel very honored that you're here today. Claudio, thank you so much that you take time. For everyone who does not really know, Claudio was my first interview guest ever in this podcast. And that had the reason that Sanus Life was supporting the organization of Claudio, Butterfly Onlus, the Fondazione Butterfly Onlus, since a long time before SANUSPLANET was even created. And that's why he was my first interview guest. So everyone who doesn't know Claudio yet, there is an episode on the SANUSPLANET podcast, the very first one. Listen to it. You will understand how important the work of Claudio is and his organization, Butterfly Onlus. And we will make a update podcast today because there are a lot of new updates and a lot of new things to know and to understand how important it is to support the organization, also organization Fondazione Butterfly, for their incredible work, I really have to say. First, shortly, Claudio, thank you so much that you're here. Thank you.
It's me who has to thank you personally and Sanus Life Company for the opportunity. I mean, to talk about our project and our very small foundation. I mean, it's not a big, huge group. We are basically we are three people, but in 20 years operation, actually, we raised a lot of friends and support from companies, from really people, anybody. I mean, something was related as well to my personal story. I lost a daughter, so I decided to forward the message that you really have to do something for somebody else. I mean, to change the idea of paying into love for other people. That was the stream. And lots of parents that had the same experience actually followed and decided to dedicate a school or a classroom or a well to the son or daughter that passed away. So that's how it all started. And actually, we succeeded to have opened almost 300 water wells and about 30, 40 schools. So it's a lot. Yeah. And I think that it was kind of guided from the top all this way. Mm. So now we were stopped for 3 years because there was COVID and nobody could move around. And then there was a war that nobody was talking about this war, but I think the bishop, we were talking always. We wrote in our web page, said about 600,000 deaths, casualties.
That's
and
insane.
The bishop told me that really is low. I mean, it's more than 1 million because it was really a disaster between. And they are all brothers because they're fighting the Ethiopian, the Eritrean, the government, and one region. I mean, it's all brothers, and so it's unbelievable, but very, very difficult situation. So after 3 years, we discovered that a lot of projects were kind of damaged. So since we believe that it's very important to give evidence to what you do with the money that you receive, because sometimes you say, give, but you don't know where the money is going. So our basic idea from the very beginning was to show what you're doing with your money. You give us money, you come with us, or you see all the videos, the photos, and the comments of the people receiving a project. So that was really basic for us. That's why we had 2 schools, big schools to open. And actually they were missing the school benches. There were some damages. So it was not nice to show an opening without school benches, without the children. So we had to do this. We decided to do this kind of action. And actually it was good because everybody was very happy. And the people really want to start to live again. I mean, they are very strong people. They are used to difficulties. No, it's not easy life for nobody over there. So that's why they're trying to recover from this past, and really we would like to be still a mean to support the people, because after 20 years we go in the same region, they know you, they talk to you, and it's a pity to say, well, I don't know what to do for you. So that's our problem at the moment, because the fundraising at the moment is extremely difficult, because people are concerned with high cost of life. They are concerned with you have floods, you have earthquakes in Morocco, you have Libya, you have the war in Russia, which is next door, and this kind of uncertainty. The people don't know what is going to be the future, so they are very cautious. And at the end of the day, they don't know Tigray, they don't know Ethiopia. I mean, it's a very far story. So sometimes really, and the international press didn't cover this war. And the bishop told us there's more than 1 million person died.
This
1
is
million.
crazy.
You can imagine 1 million altogether.
This is
and
crazy.
Nobody's talking. No, Tigray, yes, maybe.
This is a whole genocide. This is like insane exactly. 1 million people died and nobody here heard about it. Everybody was talking about one war, but all of the rest was shut out from the media. It was not there. And I got to know about this just through you. I would never heard about it if I would not have known from you. And this is insane. So like, I really sometimes think like we are so much misinformed. We have just this tiny little what the press wants to give us, but there's so much more going on.
I think that we are the sort of guided information that's making the interest of the people. So we're talking about that.
Yeah.
And if we want to avoid to talk about a certain subject, we raise another subject. So that is more appealing, and the people talking about something else, because this is better, leave it that way.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's where we are at the moment.
So for everybody who hears, I mean, it's beautiful to see you smiling right now, because I can imagine it is hardcore work, what you are going through, what you're doing, what you witnessed. You have been in Tigray in June or July, you said, right?
July.
And I mean, you have not seen your friends there since 3 years, which you really built a relationship with them. And then 3 years, nothing. You did not even hear them, right? You have no contact at all.
Everything was cut.
Yeah. How did that? How did you go through that time? How?
Well, it was difficult because we could have no information at all. So we could not help it. I mean, no way. And then at the end of the day, they stopped the contribution from the the U.S. aid, because they discovered that some of the politicians that were sharing the aids, the international aids, which is grains, which is for the people, they were collecting. So they say stop. So the poor people, they were just waiting. And that's very difficult, very difficult. So
how did you do? Yeah. How did you do in this time? Because you could not help there, but you wanted, but you were not allowed. Did you find
to divert a bit? Yeah, we were doing something in Madagascar, somewhere else. I mean, trying to do something with healthcare facility with a couple of schools.
Yeah.
We try to keep going. I mean, but actually there was. We are related because now after 20 years, some kind of relation with the people, with the site, and so. But there was no way to do anything. I mean, we had to tell the people we cannot do anything at the moment, because there were people that really funded some projects. So obviously they were expecting to see even SANUSPLANET. They made a school, and I was kind of embarrassed because for 2 years I couldn't tell anything. Obviously, it was not our fault.
Of course,
still, you feel somehow. I received some money. I did something with the money, but I cannot even show what I did. So that's why we wanted to, as soon as possible, as soon we were. Sure is a big word, but quite sure to be safe, we decided to go.
Yeah.
That was immediately the decision we took. So I'm happy for that. And now we want to go back in November. So that's why I'm trying to study possible source of financing to
That's a good point. That's a good point, because I want to really make a call today to everyone who's listening this. with this whole project of Sanus Life and Sanus Planet, every single person can be part of, can create a passive income, can create a bit of a financial support. Everybody needs that in these times. We know that all. But I think as we have the possibilities, let's give something back. Let's not just wait for the Sanus Planet podcast to fill, or the Sanus Planet pool to fill up, because we use Sanus Pay. But let's also maybe privately, everyone who's listening here, just help a little bit. If it's a few euros from people who can, if it's a little bit more or less, it doesn't matter. But if you can help, because it's really, really needed. So I really personally want to really thank you so much, Claudio, for everything you do, because I want to help you in the best way I can, because this is all so crazy to know what's in the background, what's happening there. I know that the Fondazione Butterfly Onlus is very much combining these three topics of water, education, and healthcare. Like, all of these three things are so important. They just if you just make one topic happen, then it's not a long-term support enough how it really needs, right? So these are the three topics that you focus on, and you combine them in such a beautiful way. So I really love what you do.
In any case, yes, on the website, you have all the project, what we did. There's very clear indication of all what we want to do and what has been done. So
yeah.
It's simply connected to the website of the foundation. They will have, anybody can have some basic information as well on all what happened, because really we try to give a picture of the situation time by time, because we could not travel, but at least we could try to explain what was going on.
Yeah. And you do that also with amazing, beautiful photography. I think your daughter, Coralie, is making these pictures. She's a beautiful photographer.
She is good, yes.
Yeah. Such a good eye.
Yeah.
And these pictures, which are on your homepage, I know that you once made a book out of it, a photo book, right?
She made a book, yeah.
Is this still possible to buy?
A very good book, yeah. Sure, absolutely.
Because that is supporting as well.
I will send you, if you give me your address, I have still a few copies, because actually we had some joint venture with Virginia Tech, which is a university in the States, because the students used to come over to Ethiopia just to teach with the primary schools, etc. So we were combining. I met this professor who was heading the project, and they were very happy with the picture, because going back home in the States to show what they were doing, so they got 100 copies of this book, because the pictures were really good.
Very
so
nice.
We have still maybe some few copies. I will send you, if you really send me your address, I will send you one copy.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's really amazing. I did not want to ask to get one for free. I wanted to ask, how can people, can they also support by buying one of these books? Are there some that they buy? So that's also support, right?
Sure.
That's amazing. Yeah, so cool. So everyone who wants, there is a link in the show notes. If you listen to this podcast, there is some link somewhere, you will find it.
Yes.
And there you can find the book also. You can order it and support, or you support just like that for a few euros. If there are 1,000 people coming together and everybody gives 2-3 euros, that's already a start.
The drops makes the ocean, as we say. No?
Yeah, exactly. So, Claudio, how do you feel at the moment? What is the next step you do? In November, you go down again. What is your...
Yeah, I'm trying to get from them all the information, what we can do, because I cannot just travel like this. I want to be sure and to find the money for any project that has to be readjusted or repaired, at least to open. And then, then we trust the people.
Oh, this is amazing to hear you. I'm so thankful that since we met the first time we made the podcast, we two are so much connected. We always write once in a while, because there's so much connection between us two.
Really nice.
Yes, because Claudio and me, there's something that connects us also very deep in our hearts, which is, you lost your daughter, I lost my boyfriend, and it was both due to suicide, and this was a quite hard one for us both. And I also think, we mentioned that in the first podcast already, but I think it's good to mention again. I think when people lose someone, or when they face a big, hard, painful situation, you can either stop everything and lose it yourself, or you can really say, I stand up, I want to change something, I want to give back. And that's what you have done. And that's what I'm allowed to do with SANUSPLANET. And that keeps us going, I think, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with my books. I wrote 5 books now. Yesterday, I had a conference of 2 hours, right, talking about suicide. A lot of calls of people that don't know how to face this problem. So, if we know what's if you lose somebody, you know exactly what the other one can feel, no?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of going to the psychologist and study how you can recover from the loss of a son or a daughter or a boyfriend or somebody really you care for. But the people that have the same experience can be close to you and tell you maybe one word that's enough for you to go forward. Because a lot of people decide to stop. I mean, this lady, this mama that wrote me yesterday after the video, and say, I just wanted to jump from the window because I don't know why my son, the son was 16, he just suicided. And he doesn't know. I would like to understand why. Nothing. So, I mean, these people, they don't know how to proceed. So you have to be that you cannot accept this kind of things, but you can transform your life for going on, because after they are safe now. We are in the middle of the disaster of this world, but they are happy. So that's the message that I try to pass to the people with the books and with the conference and so on.
Thank you so much also for writing these books and for helping people who are in the same situation, who face the same really hard moments.
Yes. Yeah. It's important to give a hand to these people because sometimes they're really lost, really lost.
Yeah. And it's interesting also to see that the people, like, it's sometimes I question the whole thing because of, it's easy to say my boyfriend was living here with me. He had everything he really needed to build something, right? There was food, there was a place to stay, there was work. So sometimes it's hard to understand, there are people, when we think about Tigray, there are people who have nothing, like nothing. And even there is the war and they see horrible things happening in front of their eyes. Then I really understand it easier if someone says, I can't deal with this anymore. And here, sometimes I feel like what that needs to happen and what needs to also go on in your head. What do you carry around with you? How sensitive do you have to be? Because I'm sensitive too, and I feel, for example, the pain of all the animals so much that it is sometimes hard to keep up with that. So there are so many different situations and different reasons why people lose the hope. And it's just not possible to understand the whole thing, the whole picture. I will never really understand it. So I just faced it that my boyfriend was leaving, but I will never really understand. Maybe because I have another foundation in myself. I don't know. So it's hard to...
It's difficult to say. And when you talk about parents, the problem is the sense of responsibility or culpability. They feel responsible always.
Yeah.
And what they say with the message, with the communication, is that it's never like that.
Yeah.
Each one has his own route, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's the worst thing, because they cannot feel relaxed because they feel responsible for that, even though they are not.
Yeah.
And that's what they have to shift.
Yes.
I mean, forget. You don't have to have this sense of responsibility or culpability.
Yeah. You can't have. You can't.
Right. No.
Yeah.
No, but then I think that at the end of the day, life is perfect. So everything has a meaning. And as we say, and then everybody will meet together again. I'm sure of that.
This is a beautiful, beautiful ending of this podcast update. I think life has a meaning. Everything has a meaning. The question is, what do we do with it, right? And how do we use it? And how do we pass it on, maybe also, and transform it? Wow, nice.
You use the mind too much. We should work with the heart.
Yes.
And that's what we are used to.
Yes. That's probably also a little bit what the system teaches us, a little bit too. We have to get out there again and get into our heart much, much more.
Absolutely.
So amazing. Well, Claudio, thank you so much for this update.
To you for the opportunity, for your being the person that you are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is there something else you would like to share today? Well, my most important thing I want to share now is really again, a repetition. Please, guys, if you can, it doesn't have to be much. If you can, share a little bit, share, support. Claudio is an amazing guy. I trust so fully. Really, I look up to you because of all of what you do and the amazing work you have done so far. And I know the vision is huge. You want to still do so much. Let's help him, guys. Everyone who's listening here, let's help this beautiful man to do this amazing work. This beautiful man and his daughter, which is also part of the foundation. And I have you close in my heart. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Maggie. See you soon. We have to go diving in Madagascar sooner or later.
Yes, we have to. This is already on the list since 2 years. We will do that. Yeah. Thank you so much, Claudio. Thank you for your time. Thanks, everybody who was listening today.
Thanks to everybody.